everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be trying something new in MX bikes. Now this is of course reshaders. As you can see when you look around right now, the game looks pretty damn good, and this is not vanilla. Okay, this is something called reshaders, which is basically just a like a shaders pack. So it's got a whole bunch of different presets, a whole bunch of different things. So there's basically a bunch of different settings that you can toggle on or off, and it does a whole bunch of different things to the game. Of course, right now it just looks like there's higher contrast, higher saturation, maybe a bit brighter than the stock. And if you look at vanilla, you will see, of course, it looks very bland. It looks very gray. It's not the greatest. So of course, MX Bikes is not known to look that great. It's known to have good physics, so maybe we can add a bit of greatness to the game, look wise, right? So yeah, like I said, it's basically just shaders for the game. You can go on to normally Discord and you can get shaders. So I'll put on the screen the one that I am using right now. I did try another one, but it didn't really work, so I switched to this one. I think I didn't download it properly or something. But basically, MXB Mods has some. I think I got this one off of MXB Mods, and lots of Discord channels has some. And basically, just go looking around, searching it up. You will find some great shaders. I'll put the one that I'm using in the description. But of course, this is kind of my first time messing around with this, so I don't really know the settings. I don't really know much shaders. But I'll just put the one that I'm using because it seems to work really well for me. I think that stock, like what this preset normally comes with, it is quite saturated, so I do believe that I changed it. So if you click home, that is the default key, there's actually, as you can see, a whole list of different things. So like SMAA, there's curves, right? And you click on these things and it does different things to the game, as you can see. And basically this preset is it's the erratic preset. So some guy made this preset, went through all these different settings, changed them all, and then he posted it, and I downloaded it from him. It's called erratic. It was on MXB Mods, and basically you click this button right here and you find the file where you downloaded it, and then it'll give you all these different settings. So it'll give you all the settings that those people had on. So like he's got on vibrance, and then you can see there's actually different settings that you can change in this. So like, of course, the saturation, the contrast, colorfulness, strength, all this, you can change all of that. So I think normally the saturation was actually set quite high, and I did change it down a bit. It was at like 3.8 something, but as you can see, if I turn it up, very saturated. Here, I'll get a better view on that. If I turn it up, it's very saturated. Turn it down, looks more like stock. So I have it set to 3.5. I think I like it there. It was quite high with the preset that I downloaded, so I turned it down a little bit. And yeah, so you could basically just go through getting presets. If you go into settings, I believe, yeah, so right here you can actually get a whole bunch of different hotkeys. So if I go, the one that I've got on right now is effect toggle key. So basically when I click the right bracket, it turns on and off the shaders, which is very useful for making the video, or if you just want to turn them on and off during playing. And also home, that's my overlay key. So when I click that, it turns on and off the reshade overlay. So basically, yeah, I can turn this on and off, as you can see, at the click of a button. And yeah, it's pretty great. It does affect performance a little bit, so you got to keep that in mind. If you have a potato PC, you might not have the best performing game with these on, but I think as long as you're running above 120 FPS, then, you know, once you turn on the shaders, it shouldn't be too big of a difference to really be unplayable, right? Like I'm running, I think on this map, I'm running about 140, and it depends on where you are at and what you're doing, what bike you're riding, everything, it depends. But with what I'm doing right now, I run at about 140, and then with the shaders on, I run about 120. So it does do about a 20 FPS impact with these shaders. but you can get better shaders, you can get worse shaders. So depending on the ones that you get, it might be a bigger impact or a smaller impact on performance. And of course, this isn't quite like, you know, your high most popular titles like maybe Supercross 6 or MX vs ATV Legends or MXGP Pro. That one's really great. So I've only ever tried MX vs ATV Legends, and I know that game has really great graphics. And some games even have like ray tracing and all that. I'm not too sure if MX vs ATV Legends has that, but yeah, basically it looks way better and it gives you, you know, way better graphics. It's just not quite at the quality of certain dirt biking games, but it's still pretty good. And I feel like the strong suit on all those newer dirt biking games is really the shadows. So as you can see, the shadows aren't changed, at least in this preset. Of course, I haven't messed around with it much, so maybe you can get presets that have different shadows than this vanilla game. But the one that I've got on right now, there's no like different shadows or anything. It's all vanilla. But yeah, that's kind of the strong suit of those newer titles, and this doesn't really change that. But I have seen really great graphics mods for MX bikes, and I'm not sure if it's reshaders or what it is, but they are really great. So you can get better graphics mods. This is just really simple, easy to install. Like, I just installed reshaders. It was quick, it was easy, and then all I had to do was load it up, find my MX bikes file, and click on a button, and then it set it all up for me. It was very easy. And yeah, and then you can get any presets you want, so you can change it to whatever you want, or you can make your own presets, which of course that is more complicated. I haven't messed around with that yet. I probably could. So basically you can toggle all the switches you want to have different things. There is also like fake HDR, which I have on right now, so it's supposed to try to replicate HDR. Of course, high dynamic range, if you know what that is. So it's supposed to kind of replicate that. Of course, not a good actual HDR, but if you don't have an HDR monitor, then it will make it look better. And so basically there's a whole bunch of different settings, a whole bunch of different properties in those settings, so you can definitely mess around with it or make your whole entire one of your own. But of course, I'm just using someone else's preset right now. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. The skies are bluer, the dirt is a big thing. The dirt looks better, and I think I am gonna try this out on a different map just to see how it looks on a different map, because it could look really great on one map and then really trash on another. So I guess we'll go see that. Alright guys, so as you can see, I have loaded up into Polita Raceway. So of course it looks great, so I can say that at least on these two tracks it both looks great. So I'm assuming on most tracks it makes a difference. It looks great. Like, I feel like this track, Polita Raceway, this is V2, it does, like, it's very gray, it's very washed out, so adding a bit more saturation really does help, especially in the dirt. The dirt basically looks gray with vanilla, and with these shaders on, it looks so much better. So if you guys do want to see a video on how to install these shaders, because this is just a preview, looking at the shaders, looking at what they kind of look like and everything. If you want to see an actual video on how to install them and how to get these shaders so you can have it looking like this on your MX bikes install, then I can definitely make a video on that. Just comment down below, and yeah, I'll make a video on that. But it's not too hard to install, like I said, and there's a whole bunch of different presets. I will link the preset down below in either the description or the comments. Just check either one, see if I have it down there. And yeah, so I should have the preset that I downloaded down there, which yeah, it seems pretty great. And basically I'm gonna just rip around a bit. The sky definitely looks, it doesn't look too much different, but it looks a bit more blue. So if I like stop here and I turn off the shaders, as you can see, it's kind of like purpley blue, and then when I turn them on, it's a bit more bright, it's a bit more, you know, saturated. I think the sky looks better. The fences right here, of course, They are very vibrant when I have this on, very bright orange when I have it off. They're kind of a bit worse, you know, and I'll just kind of ride around a little bit just to show you. Yeah, so everything kind of like gets more vibrant and whatnot. Like I said, you could change that, but I really like the fences with it on, and the dirt is amazing because like look at the dirt on this track. It's like really gray, really washed out. So with the graphics mods on, it looks so much better. And I'm not too sure how this works with VR. I don't know if it does work. I'm assuming it does. I don't know if there's settings you have to change. I just know that it works great without VR, so I'm not sure. Any of you guys have a VR and tried this out, comment down below, say if it works or not, or what settings you gotta change, because I haven't tried that before. But yeah, right now I mean, this is all gray washed out, and then I switch and it's so much better. So the bike does look a bit different with it on, and I'm not too big of a fan of the look of the bike with the shaders on. So if I just crash right here so you can get a better look at the bike, you will actually see, okay, well, I didn't crash. You will actually see the bike kind of looks, I don't know, like it looks like there's less shadows on the bike. Like this, you know, you can see a bit more shading with it on. It's kind of all washed out. So it's not the greatest, but it's not too bad. And honestly, you're just looking at the front of the bike when you're racing anyways. You can't really tell when you're actually racing. So I don't think it's too bad. But yeah, so these are the shaders. This is all what it looks like. Again, you gotta download Repack, put any presets in. It's really great. But yeah, that was Repack. So if you guys want to see a video on how to install it, again, comment down below, and I will definitely make a video on that. So catch you guys in a later video. Bye.